You get rejected by agencies, you get rejected on castings by clients. You can get like 10K a day also like easily. If you see that it's not working at all, just give up. Like my Armani beauty campaign came out. I pay off her debt, I got her a car. If every time when people were saying to me, you can't do this, I would still be working somewhere like in China.
I'm Ukrainian and she's Russian. What would you recommend for someone who just gets rejections all the time and doesn't know what to do, where to go, doesn't understand why he gets rejected?
Yeah, I know it can be difficult, right? And sometimes I'm actually surprised at the amount of people who want to be models, because isn't it nicer to have a job which is depends more on your inner qualities? Because modeling is pretty superficial, but of course you gotta be resilient, you gotta know how to talk with people, you gotta be nice, you gotta know several languages, you gotta be hardworking. But still, if you see that it's not working at all, right?
Do you recommend just giving up?
Just give up.
But what if you really want and you feel like you could do it and you just have this feeling, you just...
Yeah. Then come to me, because this is what I do, right? I have my modeling school, which I opened a year and a half ago, where I help people to get to their full potential. Because right now, industry is open like never before.
It's changed.
Yeah.
Really.
Every race, every shape, every age is accepted, right? Because everybody gotta have representation. But still, if you are starting from zero and if you have no information, you can just make so many mistakes which gonna slow you down. So that's where I come in handy. We have a consultation with you, right, where I explain to you how you can do it. Step-by-step strategy, building a strategy, because modeling is a career, right?
Yeah.
And if you don't have any dream, because we all have dreams, right? Dream of modeling. But what is a dream? It's visualization.
Fantasy.
Not a fantasy, but if you want to make it true, you gotta have strategy. So this is how fantasy becomes a goal, becomes a strategy.
That's what I mean, that you have to put your dream into paper, basically, right? Make it, make steps, make a plan, and have a goal. Because a dream is a fantasy, and fantasies are not in real life.
But it's possible to make it real life, and there is always a way, to get into modeling, right? And I actually help a lot of people to start to make their money.
That's a good question.
To start to make money as a freelance, get signed to agencies, get jobs done. You can check it on Instagram of my Vitamir Modeling School.
How many students you've done?
I think I've done over 40 students so far. I do modeling consultation and posing lessons, and I'm super proud of the progress of my students. I'm super proud of the progress of Marina, because
true.
Yeah, because she actually did great. Just a couple of days ago, she came back from Fashion Week, where she did her first show in Paris.
I never believed I could do that, because, of course, again, I was told, and everybody knows that in Paris, you just cannot get that easily to Paris.
Yeah, it's the top of the top. And Marina, she came to me in September, and
we are January now.
Yeah, we're January now, and look, she already did her first show. She started to do her first jobs. It's not easy, right? It's step by step. I'm super proud of you. So good. I'm so happy.
I am proud of myself, but still,
Yeah.
you didn't. I just don't know. Probably I don't know how to cope with that. Still don't believe it. Still processing. That's
because why it happened? Because she believed in herself. Because I gave her that push, and because I gave her these advices on how the industry works and how to get that stuff done. Because there is a lot of details which normal people they don't know, and they think that let me just send my picture of selfie to the agency and then it's gonna work. It's not.
No, the whole process comes after you have no or yes. It doesn't matter. It's just the beginning. And
Yeah.
I was feeling stuck. I was really stuck because I've done everything I knew I could do, and then you just ran out of options. And you're like,
Yeah.
Where to go, what that's where you definitely need help of someone who's professional and been into industry for a long time, because they
Yeah.
know more and they will broaden your horizons and bring more
Bring new ideas.
new ideas,
Yeah, because
ways, right? How to.
that's what I do, and my consultations are working, and yeah, like come to me, write me a message and we figure it out if you're interested. And I give lessons to a lot of Ukrainian girls.
Sure, it's
And
by the
I-
way in languages, right? It's in Russian, in English.
In
you
English
do
and
it?
even in Spanish, because I speak Spanish too. And I have like crazy stories. So can I share with you one story of a student I'm really proud of? Her name is Anna, and she's a girl from Ukraine, and she was living in Italy. And for the longest time, she was also like having no progress in her career, even though she went like for a little trip to China. But it's like never was successful because she was like atypical. Like many people who come to me, they are atypical models. And she came into me and was like, "Oh, it's impossible. I want to give up." She was at the time she was washing dishes. She was working as a dishwasher in a bar. And I said to her, like,
It
"Girl,"
was after the war started, just
Yeah.
to make sure everybody knows.
and I said to her, "Girl, do this, do that. Start to work as a freelance." And now, instead of earning only 600 euros a month, she's making 1,500 and more. And she's so successful. She even went for like working trips to Germany and to Spain to shoot with freelance photographers, because we found her a way which works for her. And she's a typical model, and she even did a fashion show in Milano, and it got viral. Like, I'm so proud of this project, because it did change people's lives, and it's like
True.
it's one of those things which money can't buy. So I'm super happy.
No,
Yeah.
energy and probably this connection between people and helping each other
Yeah.
with again some of these questions you helped me with were also about energy, right?
Yeah.
Like my energy, because I was empty. And I think
Yeah.
this girl, she was empty too.
Yeah, and
We were-
desperate.
and
And,
desperate.
and desperate for people, because the thing is, desperation, people can smell it from 100 kilometers. You
Oh,
gotta
yeah.
come in to this
Yeah.
already whole, already being like
Light up,
confident.
right? You have
Yeah,
to
yeah.
be bright
And already feeling like I am a model, I am a model, I am a successful model, rather than like, take me please, I like it. So this is very important, the way how you bring yourself around. So
That
this is what I teach in my
It actually
classes.
makes sense because in this industry, people who work here, they are creatives, and creatives are usually more about like energy and feelings, and they're not about analytics and brain work. And that's why they will feel if you are just empty and done.
No, actually it's about any industry, girl. It's about any industry.
Yeah, they have it, but when you go for
I mean,
business,
if you want
I
to
think-
succeed, right? If you want to work in a job which is kind of like,
yeah, but if
just
you
kind
go
of like
for
a normal
business,
job like this, yeah,
they need
yeah.
more of your like knowledge, right? And
You gotta have fire inside of you. Whatever you want to do, you gotta have fire. You gotta have belief. You gotta have motivation. You gotta be self-efficient. You gotta
again, we're just teaching.
you gotta work for it. You gotta work for it and do work on yourself. And
She's
be-
giving you free advices.
and at the same time, be kind to yourself, because it's difficult. It's a difficult life. But
Some questions I got for you from my followers. The first one, how much money models make?
it really depends on the model. It's gonna be from zero to infinity.
To minus a few thousand.
Some people losing money
Hundreds?
because they go to those trips and they make no money and they're just wasting it. But some girls they making it good. But I would say like a normal rate for like an e-commerce or catalog shoot here, like in Europe, I would say from 800 to 2,000. So 800 being like for new faces, and 2,000 for being like girls like me who have like experience and stuff. And sometimes it can be even more because of campaigns. And yeah, like you can get like 10K a day also like easily. But the thing is, it's not like you're working every day. There are some moments where you're super busy with work, but I would say I sometimes work maybe like on my low months I work maybe like twice a month.
Okay.
Yeah, like, and it's enough, honestly. Like, and also, if you get a big campaign, for example, the usages are very, very nice. Like, the usages meaning like the right of them to use that photo, and it can be also like a lot of like money. Yeah.
It's very different. It really depends on many things. So we won't go into details.
Yeah. I even like I have a
Find it
friend
on
who was like
internet.
who is like she's like a top model, and at her peak she got a job, and they paid her like 120,000 in one day. So this is already the another like you know.
Level, yeah, step and whatever. Yeah. What is after modeling?
Yeah.
What do you think you're going to be doing after modeling?
Yeah.
And I don't really like that question because, again, people ask that. I would probably say, do you think like modeling will end for you at some point?
I mean, when I was 16, I was thinking by 26 it would be over. But after 10 years, I was actually in Paris working for Armani and getting myself a Prada bag by myself. So I would say right now modeling changed a lot. And when sometimes I go to castings here in London, like to the offices of, I don't know, Karen Miller or Race, it's like one of these brands here, pretty big ones. I see like older women working, like women with white hair, doing these shoots. They're getting invited more. So
They do look cool because, again, I see more and more pictures.
yeah, and sometimes just people like more mature women. Everybody tired of seeing only like super young girls because also the buying power have women of older age, and I know many models, and the age is not an issue anymore, you know. So unless you look good, you look healthy, and you enjoy it, and you got already some sort of like experience from before, some sort of base from before, you can work as long as you want to. And for me, I want to keep doing this, you know, but at the same time, you know, I want to like develop my other projects like my modeling school. And
Is it the only project, or do you have something else?
I mean, I'm working now on getting like second property as investment to rent it out. So of course I want to like have several properties to rent out in the future in Spain, and this is like on the way, you know. Yeah.
Okay, but some other ideas that you like businesses or whatever.
For me, it's enough. Like because you know, right now also, what's the point to think about when it's gonna be over, where I'm at the peak of my earning power, at the peak of my career?
You just
What's the point of thinking it's gonna be over as if I'm attracting it already to come?
You're concentrating more on what you can get, right, from it, like more and more. Where
Exactly. Like yeah. As I said, I'm really like a fan of modeling, you know.
Yeah. Do you have any like point where you want to get specific one? For example, some people just want to get popular using modeling, but do you have that? For example, cover of this magazine or this show or.
I mean, I have like wishes, but I wouldn't say even like Armani or Dolce was ever on my radar. Like I never thought of it. So I kind of let the life choose for me. For now, my career makes me happy because it makes me financially independent. It gives me opportunity, you know, to have my own house, and it gives me opportunity to travel and to learn. So I'm happy with this, and whatever is on top gonna make me just more happy, because I think the worst thing is to have so many expectations and feel like if I don't do wall cover in my life, then I'm a failure. Like, you know. So sometimes it's good to have like lower expectations. So when the things are coming, you're like,
Yeah, you feel happier
Yeah.
probably. Have you met celebrities?
yes, I actually worked with Rihanna, and she did my makeup.
I'm gonna put a picture in case you don't know who that is.
Like, bad girl, really, come on. Like, it was amazing because I didn't even know it would happen. So I got booked for a Fenty event in Dubai, and I just went there and I was thinking this beautiful Burj Khalifa, like the tallest building in the world, and it was in the Hotel Armani, which was also super nice. And they were like, Rihanna gonna be there. I was like, for real? And
You just thought it's for the brand.
yeah, I didn't think she would be there, but actually she was there. It was the first time, and I was so like,
Were you shaking?
yeah, I was shaking. I was like, and of course, you know, I did not come up to her and say, "Can we do a selfie?" Because I think like they're so annoyed, you know, and I just want to be professional.
Yeah.
I'm sure she would still take a selfie with me, but you know what I mean?
Aftertaste, right?
I mean, I feel like it's kind of like, you know, I'm here for work. I'm not, you know what I mean? So I wanted to respect her space, and everybody respecting her space. And then we go out on a scene, and they were doing look on each girl. And at some point, like Rihanna, she comes up to me and she asks, "What's your name?" And my voice breaks, and I say, "Rita." She's like, "What?" I say, "Rita."
I cannot imagine that because Rihanna seems so confident always, especially her, because that's something about her, right? She's really
No, she's really confident. Of course she's really
self-assured.
confident. Yeah. She's a strong woman, and she was really sweet to even ask me what's my name, you know. And then like I started like the cameras were on, and I was like, I was giving my model face, and she gave me like a nice blush and contour, and that video actually got viral.
I saw it on some
It got
group, I
viral,
think,
yeah.
on Instagram.
It's because like at some moment like she was standing so close to me, and the makeup artist was talking, and I was like, fuck, whenever will I ever have a Rihanna standing so close by me? I have to look at her, you know. So I'm like, okay, I can look at her, and I'm looking at her, and she looks back at me, and she winks at me.
Oh.
The same brush, dip, dip, dip. This is me being in a real hurry and I don't have time to put things down. You just need to do it, okay? It's so good. And then you can go back in and just make this even brighter on the tip. Right there, look at that. Just for a little more highlight on top of the highlight I already applied. Look at it, it's a dream. Sorry, I get so excited about my own stuff, but isn't that pretty? Turn to the audience, girl. Show them what you're working with. Oh, divine.
Yeah, and I kind of like get, and people just went insane about that video. Like,
I saw it. I just remember you were talking about it. I remember that moment. I didn't send it to you because I was like, and we
it
were.
was a while ago. It was 2018, but it was.
I found it recently.
It keeps on getting viral again and again.
They posted it and wrote how lucky that girl is to be sitting with you, or how excited she was. It's not about luck. It was like how excited she must be.
How cute she is. They were even like like talking about some like lesbian vibes. It was fun.
You were like a little kid sitting there.
A little kid. I mean, I was 22. Of course, I was a little kid. Like, and being there was such a surprise. And after the event, she hugged me and everything. But yeah, it was a really sweet moment. Can we count it as a funny story, like for you?
Can we?
Yeah, because that's a story. That's the best story I think I have.
That's the best story. Yeah. Is there someone else from celebrities? Rihanna is the biggest.
Rihanna is the top, top of the top. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like who else you could think of possibly, right? No one, I think. Is modeling more pleasant or exhausting?
I mean, actually, I have the one celebrity I didn't work with, but I met is like Naomi Campbell. We were doing a Bulgari show in Rome, and she was one of the guests, and we were holding off the show until she arrived. So this is the real queen, and she was looking at us walking, and she was judging. She was judging us. Like she had this like bad energy. Everybody was saying because we are like she was kind of sitting there being like. But in a mask, so you kind of like, because it was a COVID time, right after COVID, so she was like, you know.
You could feel from only her look. Right?
And actually, funny story. I remember this Bulgari show. It was Barocco pieces, so it was really expensive pieces costing like millions of euros, millions. And we had two shows. One was for super rich people clients, another one was for the celebrities. And the first one. It was a disaster. It was a disaster show because I don't know what happened, right? It was beautiful setup in a beautiful palace in Rome. So I go out, right, and I was thinking Naomi was there.
Okay.
But she wasn't there. But I was thinking she was there. And I'm coming out, and one of the guests on that show put the champagne glass right on a passarella, right on a catwalk.
Oh.
And when I was making a turn with my huge dress, I broke it and it shattered in pieces, and my face just like twitched. But I finished it, and right after me, another girl, her jewelry just fell off on the stage because the lock wasn't working, and everybody was crying after that show. Thankfully, Naomi wasn't there. The second show was better. But yeah, this is another funny story.
Oh. Is modeling industry more about connections?
Modeling industry is about relationships with people, yes. It's important to be under certain standards and be beautiful and be nice, and it's about your ability to build relationship with people, because if you are impossible bitch and a person who is hard to work with, nobody will want to work with you, no matter how beautiful you are.
And not popular yet? you cannot do that, right? If you're not popular yet.
Exactly, like
They can do it if they're popular, right?
I mean, only maybe after you're famous and after you became a star can you be like, unpleasant. But in reality, all the models are the people who are adaptive, right? You got to adapt to all the situations and all the people around you. So I would say maybe people who are beaches, right? They know to who they can be a beach. Fine.
Yeah.
But they know to who they gotta be nice. And to those who they gotta be nice, they're gonna be super nice. Yeah.
It feels bad. It feels bad at some point, but at the same time, I don't know. That makes me feel, playful.
Yeah, you don't have to be perfect. Like you don't have to be like like this. Still gotta have that strength inside of you. You can't let people walk over you, and in some situations you gotta be able to like stand up for yourself.
True.
Whenever if it's like a photographer trying to like harass you, or if agency or in the casting they kind of like be mean to you or something, you gotta still have that strength so people respect you, right? Yeah.
Thank you so much. I think you gave a lot of advices here today. But if you need more personalized
Come to me.
opinion, yeah, I'm gonna leave all the information below so you can find Vita's Instagram, and I heard she does YouTube now.
I mean, I want
Again.
to. This is my comeback to YouTube. But yeah, it was lovely to give this interview, and I hope if anyone watched.
What do you mean?
Again, if you really watched it all, that if even one of my advice is gonna come through you, I find it successful. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thanks
It
so
was
much.
nice. It was nice talking to you.
Okay.
Pretending to be nice to each other, right? Some people think that's modeling.
So.